Hello, it is Alexis
and Lilian.
So today we're going to be talking about how to make new friends. I know it can be really difficult to make friends sometimes.
And why would you find yourself in a situation where you need to make new friends? For example, if you've moved to a new place where you don't really know anyone or don't have any friends yet, or maybe your friends have gone somewhere else. Maybe you also just want to expand your social circle, diversify your friendship group. And why are we talking as the experts in this? We're not experts, but we've gotten a request for this topic several times from people because we've moved a bunch of times to different cities and we've had to always sort of grow our social circle up again from the bottom. So I think we can say a thing or two about our experiences and how we go about that.
Yeah. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
So this video is going to consist basically of two parts. One is how can you meet people that can become potential friends, and then the second one is what kind of behaviors can you do to actually turn these people into friends. Think about what your interests are and what your hobbies are. Any kind of hobbies, you know, can also be music, writing, painting. I don't know what other kind of hobbies people have. How do you find these groups? So there's meetup.com, for example, that usually has a lot of specific interest groups in different cities and they have regular meetings, so you can go there. Facebook groups sometimes have still really good active communities for, you know, expats in the city or queer people in the city. The benefit here is if you go to a group that meets regularly, then you just naturally get more comfortable and familiar with them, and then at some point it's just way more natural to be like, hey, do you want to get a drink afterwards or something like that.
Speaking of Facebook groups, there's another group if you identify as female. It's called Girl Gone International, and how it works is they usually have one for each major city. So for example, you can type in Girl Gone International London and it will pop up the group. You can have a look around, you can see if there's any meetups in that city and go to them. Everyone's very open, looking for new friends. That's what the group is there for. And yeah, just be open-minded and check it out.
We did a video actually when we moved to Amsterdam where we said we wish there was an app called Friender that's about making friends, which seemed to be a big hit, but still no one has produced it. People reached out to us afterwards actually and said, hey, there's Bumble BFF. So, you know, Bumble is like a dating app, but it also has like a business or something mode and also a friend mode. It shows you all the people that are interested in also making friends, and you have like a specific friend profile where you answer questions and stuff, and that can also be a really good way to meet people. I've tried it. Have you tried it?
No, I haven't actually.
Yeah, I tried it when we first moved to Amsterdam. I met up with 0 people.
But I thought you met up with, maybe that was in another city.
No, didn't meet up with any of them because just as it is with dating apps, I guess a lot of times these conversations kind of lead nowhere. But in theory, it's great. So actually like go through it and meet up with the people. But also what's interesting when you're on an app and you're looking for friends, it's like, what am I looking for? When you're on a dating app, usually you just look for someone first who you're attracted to, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to be attracted to your friends. So I'm like, okay, I read through the profile and then the profile is like, I like going for brunch and doing yoga and having drinks. I don't know if I would get along with you because I have tons of friends who like going for brunch, yoga and drinks. But I also know tons of people who do that who I don't get along with because it's just so much of a personality thing rather than specifically joint interest. Make a point out of just meeting up soon, you know? Just be like, without even chatting much, hey, do you want to go for a drink or a coffee or something? And then right away you'll know if you're hitting it off or not.
All right, so the next one is not the best place to meet friends, but maybe the easiest place to meet friends.
For extroverts. For introverts, no.
No?
No.
So I really love going out, dancing, listening to good music, going to shows, yada, yada, yada. And I feel like, yeah, in these environments, people are a lot more open, they're a lot more willing to have a chat. I find someone I just say hey and like we have a conversation and see where the night brings us.
Alexis, after we go out to a club, always comes back with like 10 new Instagram friends. However, I feel like, and this is what you were also saying, the challenge is then to get it from the level of like, oh, someone I party with or someone I know from the party to like an actual friendship.
If you have at least one friend in your city or your town, then you can also hang out with their group of friends as well, and you know, individually make your own friendships through that.
Ask them to invite you for a little party or a little get together, and that way you'll meet their friends as well, and that's also always a really organic way to just meet other people. All right, but now let's jump into the behaviors. So you have the opportunity, you're in a place where you're meeting other people. Let's say you have identified some individuals that you can see yourself hanging out with. Then what do you do?
Make it obvious that you're willing to meet and make new friends. So just be open, be friendly, smile. It's definitely about your attitude and how you go into it. And people will really sense that from you. Like, you know, you do give off some kind of energy, even if, you know, you feel it or not. There's something when you enter a room, people will feel that you either are inviting them into your space or you're feeling a little more closed off.
If you're an introvert like me and you're struggling with these things, also watch our video on what an introvert can learn from an extrovert, because I feel like even if I want to meet people, I don't really give off that vibe a lot of times. I think one thing that I'm looking for, or that gives me a good vibe of a person or gives me the feeling I want to be friends with them, is if you show interest in the person, you know? I don't want to hang out with a person where it's like pulling teeth, having a conversation with them.
Yeah, and it's like very one-way, like you're always asking the questions and they don't seem interested in you. I'm like, I don't know, I'm like, do you really want to be my friend? Like, are you interested? Like, do you care? Just
ask questions, show interest, and don't let them make all the effort. You know, share a story, crack a joke. It needs to be somehow pleasant to be hanging out with you.
And if you're like, oh no, I don't know what kind of questions to ask, like you can also, you know, look up some questions before, some little icebreakers, just to have in the back pocket, just in case you need to whip them out.
We tend to like people more if we know that they like us. So feel free to make it clear to them, hey, it was fun hanging out. Like, let them know that you like them and they're gonna be more inclined to also be spending that time with you. Just don't do it in a creepy way, and it's all about timing.
I like you.
So then we're at the...
Give him a kiss. Just kidding, don't do that.
How do you get to the actual friendship level? You gotta get their contact information. So I feel like back in the day that would be your number. A lot of people still ask for the number on like WhatsApp. But I feel like a lot of times nowadays people ask for like the Instagram profile, because that way I feel like it's not as like, oh, I need to now send them a message. But you can message them on Instagram, but you can also see their profile, so you get a bit of more sense of the person that they are. And you can also see what they're up to, and that's like a really easy and like non-committed way to keep in contact with them.
Yeah, or you can ask them for their MySpace or their Facebook.
You need to see each other often, first of all. We tend to be into the people that we see a lot. The more topics you talk about, and also the deeper you talk about certain topics, the more intimate you will feel with a person. So let's take the dog park example. First, we're only talking to each other about our dogs, and then that's kind of like our dog park friend.
That's like the first little thing.
Then you start talking about like, oh, you know, what kind of work do you do? Or like, what do you study? Or something like that. Then you talk about that as well. Then maybe you start talking about your interests, your hobbies, something like that
family
happened.
Stuff.
Yeah, and then you get to know more and more of that person. You can connect on different levels. You just get to know them more. But also, if you want to get deeper
and peel back more layers,
you need to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
So in order to become more intimate with someone, and I mean this on a platonic friendship level, you need to be able to open up and share something with that person, because if you don't do that, then they're not going to do that with you either. And then you just stay at the superficial level. Let's say you have a few acquaintances now from your hobby groups and your apps and this and that. Have a little house party or a get together, invite them all over, and that's like a really relaxed and chill way to just all meet each other. You can see who you're vibing with more, and everyone's gonna have a good time, hopefully. The sunlight is messing us up here in New York. We're not used to it from Amsterdam.
We really hope that this helps in some kind of way. We believe in you. You can make new friends, you can expand your circle, and yeah, just have fun with it. I think that's also the main thing. Be yourself and have fun.
Let us know if you have any other tips in the comments, and also if you're new here and you enjoyed this, please subscribe.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.
Cheers!
Cheers!